So this is the third part of our presentation about the song Save Me by Shinedown. Firstly, I want to focus on setting. The song is written about an environment revolving around drugs, which is a general thing that goes on throughout the entire song. Um, we see his experiences with drugs in the beginning of the song, where he mentions the candle and the spoon, which is equipment for doing heroin. And then in the chorus, he reflects over his actions as an addict and begs to be saved. And also, there are a lot of other reflections. For instance, as he can't look himself in the mirror and sorts of things like that. And the song generally doesn't feature any references to real physical settings, as it is mostly mental settings that is being presented. For instance, the one of the first lines in the song, he sings, "I live in a hallway with no doors and no rooms," which is a metaphorical description of the perception of life that an addict has, and it essentially means that addiction makes you feel trapped and cut off from the rest of the society, or at least with limited contact to the rest of the society. The setting also creates a compassionate atmosphere for addicts, as the speaker is begging to be saved and also suffering from the negative consequences that addiction comes with. And generally, there is a very negative vibe to it, revolving around addiction, and he's not benefiting from it. So moving on to themes, the song generally contains four main themes, which is addiction, guilt, society, and rehabilitation. And to begin with addiction, this is also a thing that the entire song is revolving around, as mentioned before. We see how the speaker is suffering from the negative consequences that addiction has. Also, that how he feels guilty, which is the next theme, and this is seen multiple times throughout the song. For instance, the last line of the song, he sings that he begs not to be erased, which could be a fear of either death or being neglected by the society. Also, he sings in the middle of the song, "How can I love a life so dishonest?" So this tells us that he's definitely not satisfied with the path that he's chosen, and also that he has a hard time looking himself in the mirror, and a hard time recognizing himself. And also in the middle part of the song, he sings, "The hardest question is why," which is him looking for an answer to why he started with drugs to begin with. So society is a more hidden theme, and the theme around society is mentioned in the chorus in the last line, where he sings, "Please just save me if you can from my blasphemy in my wasteland." And I'm especially referring to referring to blasphemy. Blasphemy is often um, so blasphemy is often associated with God and insulting sacred things. But from an addict's perspective, society could also be sort of God, in terms of being a higher order or having the control over their lives, sort of. Um, as an addict isn't contributing in any positive way to the society, this could be seen as an insult, or at least it could be considered to be a drag for the society, which is why he's asking to be saved from his blasphemy in his wasteland. And the last, rehabilitation, is also a theme, and the difficulties that rehabilitation brings with it, and also and how hard it is to be rehabilitated. For instance, the chorus features multiple repetitions of "Save me," and that he needs to be saved and he can't do it on his own, and also that he needs his pills to be taken away from him. So that's also a thing that he wishes that he's able to do. Moving on to message. As mentioned just before, addiction is very hard to escape. Is one of the main messages. It's so hard to escape that he can't do it on his own. He needs other people to help him escape his addiction. Yeah. Also, the speaker realizes how hard things have gotten and how badly they need to change, and this is reflected in the line where he says, "Yeah, I can hardly remember the look of my own eyes," which is he's lost himself to the addiction. He doesn't recognize himself when he looks himself in his eyes, and also the line where he says that he needs to. Okay, I'll just do that over. Moving on to addiction that requires help in order to escape it. As mentioned previously, he can't do it on his own. He's relying on other people to help him escape his bad habits. And then also society stigmatizes you. As mentioned before, addicts are considered to be a drag for the society as they're not contributing to the greater good in a positive way. Instead, they're viewed on as people who are not doing anything good for the society and just being completely useless.